that moment where I'm just like blasting the music on intro there. Hello everyone, welcome. This is going to be me just waiting around for a little bit for the community to drop on in. I'll be sending out the Hey Sammy! I'll be sending out the link like right now for those people who aren't here, and then we can just talk Undertale. Let's just get this on the go. Just getting this going. How you doing anyway, Sammy? You're especially early compared to everybody else. Let's see. Boom. Oh. Okay, there we go. Sammy says, nothing going on, just organizing files. That's fair. I'm just sat here, like, making sure I've posted to the correct places. Because knowing me, I'll have, like, missed somewhere. There's some other stuff going on. So, yeah. So before State of Play today, which is going to be at 11. That's for PlayStation event. I'll be doing some stuff in the background here that you won't be able to see in secret. But I'll also be talking to you guys about ideas to do with the project and just like mainly how to turn certain things that we've got currently in 2D into 3D. So this is stuff like different interactions between characters, because we've seen, hey Boydley, we've seen how we did the Temmie thing last night, and it's basically stuff like that. So let's pull up ideas for characters here. I need to look at Undertale characters in general. Undertale characters, or enemies. Enemies might be good, because we've been on about this before. The community doesn't think about this too much. But there needs to be some like ideas thrown around for certain interactions or just for certain enemies, primarily because like adapting them into 3D is hard, of course, especially when you're trying to be as faithful as possible. So we'll be talking ideas about different characters, different areas. At the moment, I'm literally just trying to manipulate a file that I have to do the Undertale section for the video that I'm working on. I've already got like 5 or so bits. Happy, your part is done now, as in like your intro bit that I had done is done. I had to add water effects to it, but that's looking real nice. So that's definitely going to be in the final version now. Hey Alvin. So yeah, while I'm working on all these individual little things here and trying to fix this file that I'm working on so I can get Undertale out of it, we'll just go over stuff. Say that I'm sat here like literally trying to go through so many different files. So, like for instance, in 3D, I've mentioned before, the whole idea is that the true pacifist route will look a little bit crazy because it's not obviously fighting, but there are characters that will put up a fight. So for instance, adapting stuff like Toriel into 3D is pretty easy because we can find reference of characters online that use fire, or we can go over our movements from like the game and be like, oh, okay, so if you want her to animate in a certain way, like spawning the fireballs in, like I had in the original trailer, we have a hand motion, follow the hand motion in game, and then spawn the fireballs in the same way. That's like a neat little reference. I don't know if anybody actually paid attention to that, but Toriel literally is like 1-for-1 from the game in terms of the way that I made sure that she was implemented. But we've got other enemies that are a little bit more awkward. like Snowdrake, when I get Snowdrake eventually, that's going to be fun to have a fight versus Snowdrake. I'm just checking online here what the whole deal is with Snowdrake during a fight, because I don't think I encountered Snowdrake properly anyway. Oh, crescent moon-shaped projectiles fly towards the player's soul. Oh, that's easy then. So it's basically just like a wing-style tornado sort of attack, like a projectile. I'd tell me with a cool skateboard, says Memes. I could do that. That's the thing. Or just have the silly thing that we mentioned ages ago from that one AU when we mentioned about Toriel using Asgore as a skateboard because of the divorce. No. But yeah, for those who just joined, we're going to be messing around and talking ideas, trying to get stuff in 3D. I'm just looking now, like Lesser Dog's pretty easy. It's basically just a dog with a sword and shield that's going to be swinging around until it gets pacified. I'd Temmie with a cool Tem statue. I mean, we've got the Tem statue and we've got the Temmies actually in, but I'm just trying to have a look here. Dogamy and Doggeressa, those are two characters that are going to be fun, but again, it's axe swinging, and I'm just trying to look at the ones that I know will be hard. The trio has arrived. Oh, Mad Mew Mew. Let's have a look, because that was one that was contentious, or rather, people were trying to figure it out. Just give me a sec. If I load up Mad Mew Mew, because I've not actually played through Undertale on the Switch, I don't know about the fight with Mad Mew Mew, so it's about the only thing that I don't know at the moment. I know you get split up from it. People have shown it me before a little bit, but I'm trying to figure out the projectiles and stuff. So the soul gets split, and then it's just like energy balls? Dreamcast hoodie, that's so Pixar Sky Sonic. Thank you very much! But yeah, you won't see much 3D in here at this point, because we're just talking ideas, so if anybody has any ideas, then throw them in. I'm more than happy to credit people, you know, and then animate that stuff properly. I'm just having a look here, because Mew Mew's battle seems to be... The soul splits in two, and then Mew Mew throws, like, energy balls or something? It's kind of weird. I don't quite understand it, unless we assume that it's, like, magic that she shoots from, you know, the wand that she's got. Hey, J-Place. The GameCube was better. The GameCube was alright. I think society peaked when GameCube had tiny discs. The mini discs. And PSP had UMDs. So I'm looking here now. Yeah, Mew Mew's one is going to be easy if we do Mew... Wait. What? That's another attack? Okay, so she has an attack phase with just energy balls, and then she has an attack phase with the wand that she has as well? Huh. It's been a while since I've been on stream, says Jay Plays. Garfield in a cup. Here's one for you. What do you reckon I should do for the soul splitting in half? Because I already said that it'd be interesting to see the player and Frisk be split up from each other. So I could have that, or I could have it, the soul and Frisk be split up, separate from each other. That'd be an interesting idea for that, considering the split down the center for the two Joy-Cons for the Switch version. It looks like they have to line up in certain areas. That's pretty neat. What's that? Okay, that's double Frisk, but one can be blue and the other one can be red for the Switch controllers. So Sounds like a really good idea to have the human and the soul. I feel like it might be a bit jarring having like the basically be like a clone of Frisk. You know. The both are specifically like red and blue. For Papyrus, we are like I mentioned this on one of the previous ones. I can't wait to see the Dog Shrine. I can't wait to finish it off. Frisk Echo Fighter. From Smash. Hey Crimson, how you doing? When's the Mew Mew fight? So, what I've done is I've moved it because the Mew Mew fight normally takes place, I think from what I've read in the Switch version, after either the end of a run or something, or after you fought MTT. So you can go back. But the idea is that what's going to happen is we're going to obviously do the neutral run, so we're going to have to fight Asgore. And then we get reset by Flowey, who then sends us back. But instead of going all the way back to, all the way to New Home, what we're going to do, and then we have to walk all the way back, instead what I'm going to do is randomly have Frisk wake up in the basement of Papyrus and Sans house. So that saves us going all the way back that way. And that's going to literally be in front of the Dog Shrine, which is destroyed. So it's almost like Flowey sending us back has destroyed the Dog Shrine and triggered the Mew Mew fight. Have the player and Frisk meet so both can do the Mew Mew fight. That would be pretty cool. You know, have them both be split apart from each other for a little bit. That's one thing that I want to do later on as well is one of the new scenes, or rather one of the old scenes that I want to redo. What's she even doing in the sink anyway? I don't know. I think it's just hid under the floor there. Add a Temmie stag. Just a Temmie Tower of Thames. I could always do that for a laugh in the forest area that we've got at the moment. Like, for anyone who's not seen the image that I did last night of the forest, that was pretty amusing. Basically, Temmie wants Frisk's soul really badly now. And let's try... I'm just getting Undyne ready here, because I want to try and do the Undyne fight as part of the new trailer thing, but I just need to get this set up. I love that. I've literally had to name the file Hackjob Undyne because it literally is a hack job because the head is sat on the body of Mordred from the Fate series. Yeah, there we go. I've talked a lot about the project though, says Memes. That's fair, that's fair. Clever monster. Yeah, so... here's one for you. So I talked about this with Memes, and I worked it out a lot as well with the help of Dorked. But one of the fights in particular that was pretty crazy is Papyrus. Now, the whole idea with Papyrus is obviously when we look at like all the videos and associated material with Papyrus, everybody concludes that one, he's ridiculously overpowered and is just basically hiding his power levels because he doesn't want to hurt anybody. You know. And two, obviously, it's going to be a really goofy fight. Now, originally, I still got to do the concept art for his Memes. Indeed. It's fine. I get the basic idea, but it's going to be fun. But the one thing that had me originally was the whole idea of, like, how do you tell the Skeleton Brothers apart in terms of attacks? And the reason why I say this is because when you look around online, everybody does the same thing for Sans and Papyrus, which is they both have more or less the same attacks, except that Sans has Gaster Blasters. Papyrus has the whole gravity manipulation thing going on. But then they also have Papyrus do the whole bone thing coming out the floor as fast as Sans. And I don't think that makes sense because, like, Sans in a Genocide run should just be going all ham on the player. You know, because he's that angry. So it makes sense that the bones are just rapidly flying out the floor and everything, and there's blasters going off. But of course, that that's like in the genocide run. There's this true pacifist Papyrus we're on about and how to make him different. So Dorked from YouTube mentioned about how about originally doing the bones as kind of like Looney Tunes style stuff. And what I mean by that is actually having some like rubber sort of bendiness to them so they look silly. And I was like, okay, that sounds interesting as an idea. So it's almost like a big bouncy castle of bones that we've got. And then I'm sat there thinking about it, and I'm looking at other references, and we've got ones that use the bones as swords, you know. Obviously, we don't have the Gaster Blasters, so it's like, well, what do we do? And I came up with one idea as a fun way of doing the entire thing, where Frisk gets to run around and dodge things like crazy, like they do in-game, and Papyrus also gets to do his full lines about the date. Because when you think about it, the entire fight is Frisk fighting for their life, or at least trying to get past Papyrus, while Papyrus is busy just putting on, like, MTT brand makeup and stuff, right? So the idea for the Papyrus fight now is literally, Papyrus is focused on the date. He is in the foreground, like, really close to us. And the idea is Frisk is in the background just running left and right as if they were in, like, an old cartoon. If you've ever seen stuff like old Scooby-Doo where they're running in between doors, imagine that, but instead it's Frisk running left and right in the background trying to avoid bone attacks, while Papyrus is just sat there in the foreground. So it's basically the entire fight is Papyrus's time to shine, so it's not Frisk in this one that's going to be the focal point. You know, so we can get away with some crazy things in that make it funny. You know. It's kind of like we did with the Temmie thing last night, where we explained how we do the Temmie thing in the Dark Forest. And, yeah, it's silly things like that are going to be fun to work in, and it just makes sense, especially in, like, the context with it being the true pacifist route, and the fact that, you know, it's the whole thing of the jokes and stuff are just goofy and fit within Undertale. Voidly says, epic close-up with Frisk using the stick trying to block Papyrus's bone. Yeah, at one point. I figure have that at the beginning. And then have Frisk try and sort of do a distraction, which is mentioning the date. And then Papyrus goes into the whole thing of being like, wait a minute, okay, I gotta get ready. And then starts doing his spiel, where it's him dabbing on all the marinara sauce and everything else, like every single one, which I want to try doing. But doing that while the bone attacks are just going off in the background, because this reinforces the whole idea of he's so overpowered, he doesn't even have to actually look at you or your way to know where you are and mess you up. You know, which is so funny. Cooking with Undyne's going to be fun. Cooking with Undyne is going to be lots of shouting from Z, which has already been recorded. I'm just having a look at other fights here at the moment. There's Washua. The dummy's going to be fun, because that's just knives and missiles everywhere. Shiren, okay, Shiren's going to be interesting. I'm going to have to look at this. Monster Kid, we don't have that. Undyne's pretty normal. Vulcan? I think I might have to do Vulcan. Mew Mew being silly would be kind of peak, not going to lie. I figure I can use, wait, what? I figure I can use a little bit of Mew Mew, being silly from Papyrus's thing, just a little bit. Muffet's one is one I've talked about before, I want to flesh that idea out. Magic is pretty easy, Night Knight is pretty easy to do. Whimsalot, yeah, that's pretty easy. The Metaton EX fight is literally just a dance party. So that's going to be pretty easy to do. I feel sorry for her neighbours for those lines, says Sammy. Father, I need wins, John. Hey, John. Yeah, Z's lines were really good. She's got them all done now as well, so that's great, including some extra ones for Toriel, which I needed for the intro, which I'm going to use in the video. Voidly says, sneak peek idea, have Frisk looking at the screen while Undyne's going crazy with cooking. Oh, you mean like breaking the fourth wall? So like if Frisk's looking over here like this with Undyne, all of a sudden just being like, just like facing the camera and just shrugging. That really would be a funny fourth wall break. Yeah, okay, we're gonna have a fourth wall break for that then. I already did a little bit of lemon bread, but I'll go over that as well today. And Endogeny, Reaper Bird as well. Hey, Vessel. Asgore's is pretty straightforward. We'll talk a little bit about the barrier as well, because the barrier is kind of one thing that's still giving me a little bit of problems. And I think outside of that, we've gotten most of the characters. I'm just having a look now. Reaper Bird's crazy. Like, we got Washua here. I'm just having a look. Because Washua's all one. Oh, this is one I came up with the other day. I just remembered. I'll throw this by you guys. So Washua's one, which is pretty interesting, because obviously in Waterfall, Washua's whole deal is cleaning everything. And I was like, how do I get this to work? And the only thing I could think of was Washua's magical attack literally summons. Have you seen, or have you ever experienced somebody that's got the like washing up sponges where they're yellow with like, it's like a yellow sponge with a green sort of like cleaning surface on top? I might have to find an actual image of this if people haven't. It's basically just for like cleaning plates and stuff. Because I was going to say, I'm half tempted to have Washua's magic be summoning some of those out of thin air, right? And it's still the whole thing of green means clean. So Frisk's like, wait, what? And then next minute, the Washua is literally just catapulting a bunch of these sponges at Frisk. And of course, if they don't get the green one, they just get smacked. So it's this whole thing of just getting smacked upside the head by all these sponges. If Deltarune is complete, do you think you could do an Immersion Deltarune movie? I've been asked this a bunch of times, and due to current health changes, I probably won't be doing that. I've already turned it down previously and said that, you know, I would like to, but it's probably not fair on my family. And, you know, with Deltarune being done God knows when, I'd also have to be in the same situation of having all of the assets ready and stuff. It's one of those things where I'd like to do it, but by the time I'd be done, I'd probably be like 60 or something, which obviously isn't fair on my family. So yeah, as well as, like I said, health concerns, I probably will not be doing Deltarune. In fact, I'm going to turn around now and say, yeah, I will not be doing Deltarune, unfortunately, for people who are already like, wait a minute, are you doing Immersion Deltarune? It's sad to say, but, you know, it's like, I started off with a Deltarune animation for Jevil, which was something to get me into animating, and it would have been fun doing that kind of thing. But yeah, this is not like the last big animation project I do, which is why I'm putting my all into it. But yeah, John says, thank God no world revolving. I mean, I can always put it on if you want. It's either that or the fight from the end of chapter 2. I have to go back through Deltarune again. John says don't. So yeah, Washua's one. Washua's whole deal now I think will either be just summoning sponges and throwing them at Frisk, because I think it would be cute, because sponges are pretty silly and I can have like a load of them and then have Frisk look like they're being covered in a mountain of them before the Mercy thing. Or I can literally have Washua summon a ton of different cleaning apparatus, like buckets and sponges and mops and stuff, and then throw them at Frisk instead. I think that'd be pretty amusing. Either way, that's what I came up with for Washua recently. I thought that'd be pretty cool. Shiren. Shiren's one is interesting because Shiren fights with music for attack. Like musical notes. I do not know what to do for this, because I really do want to do the the whole deal of having Shiren do her entire thing where she has like a small concert, that'd be really cool. But at the same time, it's like, I'm trying to figure out how I would do it now, because it's one of those where I'm like, oh, I've got an idea, that'd be pretty fun. And then I'm like, okay, I'd have to do all of Shiren's entire, like, concert, and then Sans selling the tickets, and then going on, like, plane trips and stuff, and doing even bigger concerts, and then coming back and retiring, because that's her entire arc for that one concert bit. Lemon Bread is spurred by humming, I remember that. I'm just trying to think of how I would do this. How the battles look like. So, because the true pacifist, a lot of them, I'm going to try and resolve, obviously, with a mercy thing, with having Frisk struggling to do mercy options until they actually manage to do them. The whole idea is that it should be exciting, but at the same time, it should end pretty much exactly how you have it in-game, where the enemy just stops. But a lot of them, I want to have that sort of like silly, almost like cartoon humor that Undertale has throughout most of it. So like, for instance, the whole deal, like I was mentioning with Washua, would be having them throwing cleaning apparatus at Frisk until they eventually catch like something like a green item that they need to clean, and being like, right, okay, I get the idea, I'll clean myself. And then Washua's like, oh, okay. You know, I figured something like that would be pretty fun, but having like that end with, say, like one of the sponges hit Frisk at the side of the head and knock them, so they'll just like, ow, and then it goes like flipping up. That'd be pretty fun, but it's comedy like that that I think will add to it. But yeah, what I want to try and do for the battles is make them as exciting as possible. I actually need to still do a battle test, so what I might do is, for this new trailer, what I'm thinking of doing is trying to have part of the intro to the Undyne fight, you know, where Undyne turns around, does her story, and then begins the battle. I'm thinking of trying to animate that so people get kind of an idea of what it's going to look like for battles. Because I want them to be mobile and be fun, and the idea being that, like, over the course of this was another idea that I want to run by you guys. So we all know that Frisk, manipulated by the player in the Genocide run, gets ridiculously overpowered, also with the help of Kara's soul, to the point where they can kill everything. Zetwalk says, hi, it's me, Not Lost. Hello! So, will the horse be in Waterfall? Which one, Alvin? Because we've got Aaron, and then we've got the horse stable that was removed from the game. But yeah, while you're answering that, like, we know that the player and in turn Frisk get ridiculously powerful in the Genocide run. They're both on. Aaron, I want to try and put him in if possible. I can't remember whether I said it was going to take him away or not. I don't think he's a cut character at the moment, so it'd be cool to have him in, have a flex off with him. Because it'll make Waterfall less empty. But yeah, because of Frisk in a Genocide run getting super powerful and aggressive, here's an idea for you that I wanted to run by all of you, was if you get aggressive and really, really sort of like powerful by attacking in a Genocide run, then I was thinking a interesting one for the Mercy or Pacifist route would be that if the complete opposite happens, which is Frisk gets better at dodging over the course of the run. I thought that would be pretty fun to actually show, like, at the beginning, there's a lot of problems with trying to avoid attacks and stuff and getting hit left, right, and center, and then eventually Frisk just becomes pretty damn good at evading attacks. Because I think that would make things interesting. Frisk will use the save and load point. Yeah, I want Frisk to use the save and load point. quite a few times in certain areas. Like Waterfall, I actually want to be kind of an annoying area for Frisk. So I want that to be kind of an area where they save and reload over and over and over again for the Undyne fight, at least. So yeah, we will see Frisk respawning. And then Sans can have his little joke of, oh, you haven't died at all, have you? You know, it's like, are you kidding me? How about you add an Easter egg boss independent of Undertale? No, I don't think I would do that if it's how I've understood it. Because I want everything to be pretty much spot on. It's almost like some kind of Immersiontale. PK Undertale, Cyan. Hello! But yeah, I thought it would be pretty cool to have Frisk on a true pacifist route get at least a little bit better at dodging over the course of it compared to the genocide route. I don't know how people feel about that. Like, if you don't like that idea, then... Hey kid, this truly was an immersive tale. I'm just wondering how I would do the whole thing with Chiron of having to be aggressive, because like Chiron attacks with music notes from ahead. I'm just wondering how you would do that in like battle form in 3D as well. I was very immersion in your tale. I got a funny concept for Frisk dodging Undyne's attacks. Oh, go on, memes. I'll keep Chiron up on screen here at the moment. Try Vulcan. Vulcan's gonna be pretty easy to do based off the way that they look. Muffet's one to talk about, plus all the other ones that I've got here at the moment. Snowdrake, let's see, other characters. Mini bosses, secret bosses. Vendors. Okay, let's see here. Will Frisk be able to wear the cowboy hat? I can get them to do that, at least just for a little bit, if you would like. So if Frisk were to die countless times, maybe I could make a concept of the many times they've disappeared before just up and running away. Since the way to spur Undyne was just flee. Yeah, I figure there should be the point in the movie where Frisk realizes Flowey is just following them. I do have an early bit of me plotting that out in the stuff before I started going properly and redoing everything and it being awesome. But yeah, one of the early shots that I still have is Sans spotting Flowey and Snowden and be like, huh. But yeah, I do want to keep elements like that where Flowey is following and Frisk kind of either catches them or we get to see Flowey ourselves in the background. Mom, the creepy flower is being a stalker against his memes. In the visit to MTT Hotel in the court, it would be funny if they wore the hat. I think they should, because the area-based armor in a few scenes. Well, we're already adding, and this isn't spoilers, I'm already adding references from Yellow in. For those who haven't seen the other parts of the project, especially for bits from Waterfall, we went over and added the actual ending area from Yellow into Waterfall, so there is a connection there. But yeah, for those who like Yellow, there's special things in there for you that have that are coming, you know, and some other stuff that I have not mentioned yet. Yellow opened up the door to a lot of new content that I can put in, which is really fun. I'm just having a look here. I'll leave Chiron on the cutting room table for the moment, trying to figure out how to do her attacks. As for the Undyne fight, yeah, what I want to do is have the Undyne fight be very frustrating for Frisk and the player by the simple thing of them not figuring out that all you have to do is run until they literally have to run. So it's kind of that whole thing of banging the head against a wall and just be like, look, I don't want to run. I've already ran way too many times today. I really just want to stand my ground here. And instead it's just like, yeah, no, you're going to have to run again. You know, it's that whole thing of like just having to, it's like with the Toriel fight, right? Where you have to remember that you have to go by Toriel's teachings to get around Toriel at the beginning in the ruins. And I feel like the whole deal with Undyne as well is like, you have to remember up until this point that, yeah, Undyne is like really angry at you and is just doing a job, but everybody else has said how nice she is. So clearly there's something going on there and there's a disconnect. No. Hey, Joel. Place a game of Dance Dance Revolution in it. I could do that for Metaton, you know. If Frisk is annoyed after dying too many times in a boss fight, I just want them to say, all right, I get it. In a toned manner, the boss would be so confused. An Earthbound reference. Oh, I get you. I get you. I was thinking about Earthbound references in other places as well. Like, I still have... One of these streams I'm just going to dedicate to literally making Mew Mew merch. Because I'm going to have Mew Mew merch all over the lab. I'm fine, Joel, by the way. There we go. Let's get Undyne, or Hack Job Undyne, as I've called her, and we'll put her in the scene here. Oh, I just need to attach the body. Let's do file, empty sphere. There we go. If I move all of this across, and then we can just add this to parent to object, and then I can make Undyne move around. Okay, that's gonna be good. Hack job on Undyne file is done. Will Gaster be in the movie? No, I took Gaster out because I didn't have a good model for him. So even though he was going to be in the film, I just didn't have a good enough model. And unless I can get a... will you still add those songs? I'll be adding only the ones from the original game. So yeah, unless I get like a decent model for Gaster, then there's no real point. Frisk yelling at the game over screen. Alright, sure. I know. That would be funny. Dave, what are you going to do with the Religion Tale joke at you? At the moment, I've not done anything with it. I may reference it. Like, I've mentioned that I would like to do it in Alphys's lab. So, like, stuff like Religion Tale and the other ones that I made up. I would love to just have those on, like, sticky notes on Alphys's desk. And then maybe have the drawings be on Alphys's desk as well under, like, a load of paper. So she's writing her own fanfiction. I think that would be so good. Have them in the credits just hanging out. That would be funny as well. Just do the video of Pope Undyne again that I put on for that update. You know, that one update. For anyone who hasn't seen that, that was so funny. So there we go, this Hack Job Undyne. Now I've got to place her on the crag when she's doing a speech. I want to see how this looks. Hack. And then we go collection. Where the heck did that file go? Oh, there. I love the way I moved all of these files. And it still gives me a really stupid excuse to place all of them at the bottom of the list here that I have for Waterfall. Let's see. Spanish Inquisition Papyrus. Can't wait to see Papyrus walk on air. I was half tempted to either have him walk on air or literally like T-pose and fly off like a helicopter, or just do like Power Rangers style flips for the sake of it, and then just have Frisk just be like, you know, watching as they go over. Just for no reason, just have Papyrus just do flips or whatever. Just be totally fabulous. I think it would be so funny to just see him showing off. T-pose and float away. Just don't explain it whatsoever. You know, like it is in the original game. Where the heck is Undyne here? I've like imported Undyne into the scene and she's just nowhere to be found. Is that because I'm not... Oh, it's because I didn't have the character file added. What I need to do is actually plan out this fight with Frisk. Because it's going to be super cool to have like, even just the beginnings of it. Because what I want is Undyne to literally just like jump down from where her point is, you know, where she stood on top of the that one rock that we've got. And while she's coming down with her spear, I want the other ones to appear next to her out of thin air. So what ends up happening is she goes to stab Frisk. It's like a shot showing her coming down. Frisk rolls out the way and dodges. She stabs the floor and then pulls the spear out of the floor and then throws that at Frisk and some of the other ones. And Frisk is like rolling around behind cover trying to avoid them. I figured that'll be an exciting shot just to establish the beginning of the fight because I have put a load of cover in that area deliberately to kind of have it. So it's almost like a cover-based shooter with Undyne. And then have them like spawning in from random locations and have Frisk be like, wait, what? You know, like for instance, have Undyne have the ability to spawn them literally anywhere. So like Frisk dives behind cover and then have one of them shoot from completely where they don't see. And it's, you know, obviously it'll be like one of the yellow ones or something. And then have it just like fly at Frisk. But I also want to include the bit where she doesn't just jump down. She actually throws, when you look at the descriptive text, she actually throws the green one to Frisk to use in like a fair fight style scenario. So what I might do is have her turn around, spawn in the green one first, launch that at the floor, and then just be like, right, fight me, and then jump down and then do it. So like eventually Frisk will have to defend themselves. It'll be so cool. Just make it an anime fight. Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I mean. Like all this will pretty much be like an anime fight. Thing is, it'll be my first test at actually animating stuff like that as well, so I want it to be as good as possible. That bit that you wrote, Joel, that's pretty much what we already have recorded, except instead of being like, there's only one solution, press on, instead, before that bit, tutorial comes in. It's like literally that's almost one for one what the voice actor Wally decided to write with me and then voice over. So yeah. I need to see how big Frisk is here compared to Undyne, because Undyne should be massive compared to Frisk. Here's one for you. Muffet's fight. I mentioned this a bunch of times, but I want Muffet's fight to essentially be a giant food fight between Muffet and Frisk. The original idea that I had for this was literally Frisk having to run back to the seller's table and then have Muffet ordering her little family members around. I suppose you could say family members, but you know, all the other tiny spiders that she's got. I literally want those to just like swing in and start throwing pastries at Frisk, because I think that would be funny. But I don't know about the whole being limited to 3 purple lines kind of thing. I think I can do something with that. The 3 lines are types of ropes. Oh, I know. I'm just trying to think of how I would do that right now. Like if I'm implementing that into a food fight scenario, how I would make this work, because we've already established that there's a lot of rock underneath that area. Unless I get rid of that rock and have I think now. I'm trying to think of how I would do that. The player's voice should be in the movie. Sometimes I'm having the player be actually in it, but at really emotional moments. The idea is that player is in, kind of to do small commentary, about really emotional moments. The idea is the entire player story is meant to be kind of like self-reflection and finding themselves again. So it's going to be interesting to kind of add that in. Have the pet chase, but without the pet. It would be like the pet chase, but without the pet. Oh, like going upwards, trying to progress. Because I'm just trying to think now. The only other thing I could think of is the 3 purple ropes literally affect roughly where Frisk can move. So like maybe instead of being on the floor physically, there were the other spiders are hanging from, so we can see them. And because of the soul, they're tied to only moving in those areas. So it's almost like, you know, with an endless runner, how you can move across the screen, but it feels as though you can only move to like left, middle, or right. Be kind of like that, but you just don't have those web bits on the floor. I'm just trying to think of how I would add that. Infinitely be up and down. Think of it as was it the Caroline movie with webs? I think it is, because I'm trying to... The YouTube button for like hearts and everything is in the way there. Can you add slow-mo? Yeah, I can add slow-mo, easy. Be funny to actually do like a Matrix rip-off of having like one of Muffet's pastries fly past and then Frisk just dodge it in slow-mo. I'm trying to like I'm gonna post something myself to get rid of the spacing here. Space, post. Yeah, there you go. Caroline movie with webs. I'm gonna have to research that. Where's Frisk? Frisk, where you at? Oh, there. Okay, now I need to find Undine and move Undine over here to Frisk. But yeah, with Muffet's is at least a little bit more thought out than some of the other stuff. It gets more abstract as we go on. Like, for instance, Lemon Bread. Lemon Bread's whole thing of changing into a giant face, I actually kind of have that as, like, I think I've shown it off in the recent video where I put up, you know, about what is Immersiontale. It's in that where Lemon Bread's face appears and tries to scare off Frisk. I want to do that a little bit better now that I can do a lot more. But the idea is just that is like almost like Leah from Pokemon, you know, where it's like a crazy evil glare or something. But I still want that to be in, where it's like shooting out energy blasts. That's going to be fun. And Doggedy's one is fun because I want to have that be pretty much like super chill and cute. I posted that in, I think, a couple of the other videos, like the other trailer thing, where I've posted up bits from the True Lab, and then Doggedy was in there. That's literally just a fun fight of having Doggedy go play fetch, basically. But I'm gonna have to like do that one a little bit more dynamic, so Dogedy's on the roof and the walls and everything, so it's as abnormal as the True Lab is. That one's not too bad for ideas. Reaper Bird's weird purely because of Everyman. Like, I was thinking of doing the Everyman thing, but then I'm like, how do I link this all in, especially because I don't have certain models, and at the time I literally had Reaper Bird instead call in Bad Memory. You know, the memory heads, the attacks that you have, which look a little bit like Gaster. The idea was that Reaper Bird does some sort of like psychic attack that spawns those in. Lemon Bread's bite attack, says Joel, is the same as the bite attack in Bad Monday Simulator. Interesting. But yeah, the whole idea with like Reaper Bird is that I did like some kind of like psychic attack for Frisk. I was using Evangelion as inspiration for anyone that knows that anime. But basically, that's like damaging Frisk's mind while spawning in all the bad memory head stuff, which causes them to overcome that entire scenario of being mentally attacked with like sheer determination. which is pretty cool. Because it's pretty much how the everyman scene plays out, except that it's not got the creepy everyman getting their head seemingly eaten off by, or swarmed by lots of little moths or butterflies or whatever. But yeah, I've got Reaper Bird, at least the model, and everything sorted. That's going to be crazy. I've already talked about Snowdrake. So there's two things that I need to figure out now. One of which is environment themed. Fun thing, butterflies will drink blood if given a chance to, says Sammy. Wait, what? Didn't know that. So one is, how do we do Muffet? Not Muffet, sorry. Shiren. Because Shiren is the only one that I've got that I can't figure out how to do because... Hey, Ninja Spy! I can't figure out how to do Shiren's attacks because they're music-based. Unless they damage Frisk's ears. That's the only thing I can think of is that actually, like, playing off the sound thing. Instead of physically having the sound notes be impacting, it's maybe like the echo of Shiren trying to sing that damages Frisk's ears until it becomes better, like Shiren becomes better at singing over the course of the interactions. That's the only other thing I can think of at the moment. Because literally it's just, it's all singing. It even says in the text that she's tone deaf at one point, so it might be that she's so tone deaf that that damages Frisk. Is the project almost finished? No. We're pretty much getting there though. Like, at the moment, we're getting to the point where I can set up for animating. I just need to get the last voice acting lines done off the actors and actresses. But a lot of them I've gotten recently. I'm left with only a couple of lines from Asriel left to do, or a couple of sections for Asriel left to do. I still need Alphys's lines, and then after that, it's mainly just Frisk and Kara, of which I've got to plan very carefully, which will take a little while to do and then obviously record. But apart from that, we're pretty much done with most of the other characters, and I need to get Eve to record the stuff for Napstablook again, because Napstablook's previous voice actor ended up leaving, unfortunately, due to personal reasons. But yeah, apart from that, it's all good. So we're so close at the moment. If you look at Muffet's battle sprite in the sprite color mod, you can see the skin is dark, bright blue, not brighter purple. I don't know, like, in other artwork, Muffet looks purple, including, I think, the official stuff. Hang on. Undertale, Muffet. Found out from my friend who likes Undertale, Kara is apparently pronounced Kara, like charcoal. Oh, like Chara. Makes sense. There are different ways that people pronounce it. Yeah, Muffet in the tarot card looks kind of purple. Like a very lilac-y, sort of light purple-y blue. But yeah, outside of, like, figuring out just Shiren, oh, it's okay, memes. It's okay. I totally understand that now. The only reason I even asked you in the first place is because I thought it wasn't that I thought the character was comparable to you. I literally thought you sounded pretty much incredibly close to the voice actor that we already had. So I was like, okay, that just makes sense. You know, I was going for compliment style stuff, so. But it's fine. It's fine. I totally understand. I hope I didn't offend or anything, you know. It's like I was saying before, when I listen to people, I go off just how they sound and how we've either got people already that are really close or who are close to other interpretations, and I'm just like, that sounds amazing, let's go for it. You know. So yeah, I didn't mean any offense. I hope I haven't offended. Wasn't my intention to. But it's totally fine, it's understandable. That's fair, that's fair. And I wouldn't force you into that anyway. I wouldn't force anyone to do a role that they don't want to do. You know, so it's just recently I've been listening to like everybody doing the lines for like certain things or me asking for stuff. And then people be like, so what do I do? Do I do like an impression of somebody else? Or and it's just like, no, just use your normal voice. You know, and then people be like, oh, okay, that's easy. And then it's come out good, so that's just where I was going from with that. But yeah, I didn't mean to offend. I'm sorry if I did, by accident. It was not my intention. Just trying to figure out where I put Frisk here. No, you didn't offend me, says Memes. That's fine. I thought I'd mention just to make sure, you know, we're both on the same page. Plus, politeness. Polite British person approaches polite Canadian and says, hey, I'm sorry. What happens? They both then proceed to be like, no, it's totally fine, it's totally fine. And be as polite as possible to each other for ages. That's all good, it's all good. But yeah, the only other thing I have to mention now, ideas-wise, outside of like setting up battles in 3D and trying to figure them out, and this one's going to be for you guys to really get into, just to see whether you agree or whether there's difference of opinion or what. The most interesting thing for me, again, still, because I have not figured out anything yet for it, is the barrier. And the reason why I say this, while I'm looking at Waterfall here in the background, is we figured out, or rather, people made the whole idea up previously that the barrier kind of reflects what's going on or who's around them closely. So, for instance, when we have Asgore in, like, the neutral run, we have the Asgore fight, the barrier reflects what Asgore thinks about the most, which is trying to get out, but of course, it's an endless corridor that he can never escape from, which kind of reflects his character and personality and stuff, and just what they're going through, and the fact that the monsters have been underground for so long, it just feels like they're never going to get out, and thus, endless corridor. You know. Then we've got the Photoshop Flowey or Omega Flowey fight, which is literally just black void, because Flowey's made up of nothing, basically. Like, when you think about it, it's just determination in a flower. That with part of Asriel's ash or dust that made Flowey, but as a result, the barrier during that point reflects that there's just nothing. But the one thing that was interesting the most for me was the fight with Hyperdeath Asriel. It's the whole thing of it's all crazy and got tons of tons of color going on and everything else, and I don't quite know what to do for that bit other than have it be like this crazy void. You know, could you add golden flowers in Flowey's world? I could do. Ninja Spy says, what made you want to do this? Depression. Literally depression. Find missing files here. Let's go. Waterfall textures. There we go. Yeah. I started off playing Undertale and then doing this project because I was suffering from heavy depression. And it kind of solved a lot of things. I've mentioned it a bunch of times. Like, I even mentioned it in the Ideas with the Community video, #1, where I was like, yeah, so anyway, 2 videos really important about this. And one is Kylie versus Asriel, And the other one is Watame doing the True Pacifist route and meeting Sans. So yeah, if you've not seen that video, then go back and see that. Oh, because it's a big eye opener and gives a lot of detail. I'm just trying to figure out Undyne here in the background now next to Frisk. Oh, come on. Wait, if Frisk's movement cube is there, then where's Frisk? Oh, I don't have the model visible? Wait, what? Ah, there we go. This is so jarring, like working on Waterfall while listening to Yellow's OST. So I need 2 sections here. One's going to be Undyne turning and doing the whole look. Because the one thing I wanted to do here, and I'll show you guys now, is I wanted to recreate certain parts from the original trailers. Let's see. Oh, I'm getting messages. Hang on. What's the most used color in the project? Oh, trying to think. In the project. I am honestly trying to think because of, like, I could go off where stuff appears. It depends, because, like, obviously the certain areas have the different themes, but, like, throughout everything, maybe I'm gonna go with it's either gonna be something like red or yellow, I think. I can't be sure on that one. Make sure I'm not missing out state of play here as well at the same time. Red, yellow, or black? Trying to think of how many times yellow appears. It all ends up blending together, you know. Let's see, Undertale trailer. What's the estimate? Maybe yellow then? So there's the release trailer for Undertale. So let's try getting that one, and then the Switch one, and I'll try showing these together, and I'll show you what I'm going for at the moment for parts of this new trailer. Not so much spoilers, but just sort of who has the most lines. It's probably either Alphys or Papyrus. I think it might be Papyrus, from what I remember actually mentioning to a bunch of people. Because I know Alphys has a ton of lines at the end, but I know Papyrus has so many, like, scattered throughout. If I'm going to estimate, it's probably Papyrus. Let's get this set up here. Because I had to work it out before I assigned people. Insert soundtrack music name. Wait, what? Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and check out the trailers here, because I do want to show you the different parts that I want to... Not the actual Immersiontale trailer, but the original Undertale stuff. Because it's what I want to do to have in the... You know, like the new stuff. Where is it? Release trailer. There we go. So if I pull this up in the background. Hey. So what I want to try doing here is adding certain scenes from this into the new Immersiontale trailer. So there's the original one. I could even do this at the beginning. I figure it'd be pretty cool to have this still be in, but either be done in 3D, or just be like this and have Toriel doing the voiceover for the history, because I've got that done already. For some of these fights, I might not have them in because I have to animate so much for fight sequences. So instead, I want that. Like, iconic scenes, it looks really good. I want iconic scenes like this, so, like, for instance, taking Papyrus and Sans meeting up there with Frisk in the background, I want that. It'd be fun to actually have that as well. Was that spiders on top of that? Because I could do transitions like that. Hang on. It is. So that's a neat transition. I've got this down as a thing I want, because I added this in the original trailer, but it was the player. I want Frisk to end of the interview, says Ninja. Thank you very much. But yeah, I want the Papyrus bit in. I want the Spider Donut bit in again, because they were in the original. Obviously, I don't have Glide. I want this to be in. Like, I want that to be a fun bit of, like, Frisk getting thrown around on the Steam vents. Add one or two funny references somewhere. Oh, we've already got quite a few to, like, game theory and stuff. And some other things. Magic. There's Aaron with his flexing. I think, if I remember rightly, Catty and Bratty are in every single one of them, and so is Undyne throwing spears. 3D Toriel, I'm gonna have to have in. I need to find who has a 3D Toriel file on, like, VR chat and see if I can get that. Because there's a few of them. I've got this in. So for anyone... Oh yes, there's just a theory. I want 3D Toriel in for a laugh, just to be like, in one of the scenes. This, I actually have... What was the Toriel? Yeah, in here, 3D Toriel is actually canon as well, according to Toby. You're breaking my heart, child. I could actually do something like this. Hey, Lucky. But yeah, that's 3D Toriel that I'm going to have to get. What is that? That's a joke that was in the original trailer, if I remember rightly. But yeah, what I can do is... No, to the left. Oh, the other one. That's a Photoshop version of realistic Toriel. I can do that too. That's Toriel, that's Toriel. Apparently this is canon, according to Toby. He answered that on his Twitter. But this scene in particular I've already rendered off, except that it's not in front of the castle, it's the room before it. Because I wanted to show off some stuff that I thought really, really, really worked well. So instead of having this section being our trailer, we've got Monster Kid talking to Frisk in the room beforehand, which has a load of waterfalls in, and looks really pretty. Family photo of 3D Toriel in the ruins is looking, that would be fun. And then we've got this one, this is the latest one for the Switch. This starts with Mew Mew. I actually want to do something like this for, like, a reference to Mew Mew, so when I do, like, Alphys's section of the lab, like properly when I start working more on the lab, I'd love to have something like this in. Because I need to add more Mew Mew merch. I want to make the lab look as though it's literally just Mew Mew merch that's overflowed. You know. This is a really good trailer though. I love Mew Mew's reaction. So here we go. This is more or less the same as the other trailers, but there are just slight variations. There's Washua. There we go. This bit with Alphys, what I want to do is when I get round to redoing the lab a little bit, the inside of it, and making it look better, I want to do this scene so I can have Blur feature in the trailer, because Blur's line delivery is fantastic for Alphys. This is the one that I'm in the process of animating now, is that bit with Undyne turning around, and then I will do bits of the fight where they're at the beginning. This bit, I've actually got this set up as well. I just need to manga, fan art, movies and such. Yep. I just need to do all of that. So there will be at least one entire stream where it's just me making Mew Mew stuff just for the sake of it. Like standees and things. Like, we've got the acrylic standees. We've got fan art. We've got CDs, figurines, of which I'm going to need a few of the models just done differently, including the inverted color one. Just a load of Mew Mew stuff. Body pillow, yeah, gotta have a body pillow. I figure like all of that just made and then thrown in the lab, so it's like overflowing. So Alphys has got like a massive problem with collecting Mew Mew merch. I think that's going to be fun to have in. This bit, the idea to animate this is to have the doll do the creepy wake up thing in the actual trailer. So it does like the head slightly tilted like this, and then Frisk goes up to it, and it's like that, and does like the creepy sort of like head neck snap thing upwards. I want that to be in it just for a laugh, because I just thought it would look really, really crazy. But of course, I need to finish off the dog shrine to do this. And to finish off the dog shrine, I just need to break apart the wood. So I've literally got that on the back burner. Lucky. So that's another thing I'm going to be doing. Again, because this vent part is in every trailer, that's why I'm going to include it in ours as well. And then also there's the joke about Frisk or the player sitting down in front of the waterfall statue. Although at the moment, waterfall features quite heavily out of all of the shots. There's like 3 or 4 shots in waterfall at the moment, so I need to kind of spread those out a bit. And then these are just taken from the other trailer, I believe. Yeah, there's Undyne again throwing the spears. There's Catty and Bratty. There's 3D Toriel again. 3D Toriel's got to be in this one. I'm going to have to find out. Like for that one, instead of, where is it? My child, I shall break your heart. So just have Toriel in the background, like a 3D Toriel just being like, my child, what is this 3D nonsense? Will you add the Xbox Gamble room to Mew Mew's room? Well, the thing is, it's like, the way that works is, it's the shrine, and if it's not the shrine, it's the gambling room, because the shrine gets bulldozed, so I can't really have it. This is my favorite version of Bone Trousel. It's only for the original trailer and then the subsequent ones, because every other version is different. Realistic Toriel as well. I have a theory that Toriel is actually Batman, says Alvin Whitbot. But yeah, I'm going to need a scene like this. That would actually be fun to have. There we go. So I've got a few of these scenes already in, and some special ones, and then we've got... Is that Mew Mew just playing on a Switch? I can't actually see because of that in the way, but it kind of looks like it. So yeah, I figured doing some of these bits is like, I vanished there for a moment. Doing some of those bits as trailer stuff is going to be really fun, just to have it be familiar. Yes, I believe it is Mew Mew playing on the Switch. Disable annotations to see. Oh, okay. I just go back then? I clicked off annotations and it's still playing it? What? Huh. Strange. Yeah, I still can't see past that. And then we got some copyright stuff in the background. I gotta go bowling. Bye, says Ninja Spy. Thank you very much. Hope you've enjoyed. So yeah, that's kind of the idea for the moment with the trailer, is just getting the fun and familiar things. I've also got the, if anyone was around for when we were doing the animation of Metaton, basically performing as if he was in Balan Wonderworld. I actually have that now as well. I'm just gonna, there we go. So my head's actually correct. But yeah, I actually have that as well in the trailer because it's a nice spinny transition. Because I figure like all the transitions need to be very clean. I'm just trying to get Undyne the correct size here compared to Frisk. I love the way I've basically imported all of Heartland as well next to this entire fight. It's all good. Okay, so there we go. So if I move you guys over here for a moment, so I'm not really spoiling it, but I'm just getting feedback. Let's do this. Hey, there we go. So what do you guys think in terms of like height comparison here? Does this look roughly about right? We have a cat in a box to Semi. Does this look right for Undyne in terms of scale for Frisk? Because I think she's roughly, it's either that height or just a little bit taller. So I know Papyrus is around about the same size. Ooh, come on now. And then what I can do is I can just like save this one. Oh, can I just save as and then not spoil anything here? Undyne demo. I keep making sure I save all these files as different ones, like it updated up here, so I'm not overwriting. Just remember, Undyne is a little bit taller than Papyrus. Okay, that's something to keep in mind then. Maybe if I do like that then? The funniest part is, this is literally a hack job for Undyne's model, but I can show you where it's from, because it's pretty crazy. Let's try. Let's see. Can I get the right one here? There we go, there's the right one. Okay, I like the armor. So, yeah, for anyone who doesn't know where the armor's from, I took that because I needed Armored Undyne, and at the time, I couldn't find a good model for Armored Undyne. I took the model from another reference, from a game. But it's actually familiar. At least for me anyway, because it's anime-based. So, I've shown off previously what this stuff's like, but this is the Fate franchise. The easiest way to explain Fate is literally it's a bunch of mages summon characters throughout history who may or may not be different genders to what you may believe them to be. And yeah, basically, they battle it out to the death to win the Holy Grail, which will then grant them a wish. And the armor in particular is from Mordred here. That's the mage that summons Mordred. There's the helmet, but the helmet we obviously don't have. There we go, there's Mordred. She's pretty cool. But as you can see, her armor's red and doesn't have the Delta rune on it. So instead I kind of turned it blue and edited it so it has the Delta rune on it. There we go. It's literally the exact same armor, just without the helmet. I actually need to see if I can do the helmet. How are you going to add it? Once I've modeled it, I can just have it expose the ears maybe and the hair at the back. Like, I still need to actually do that, is just like model it, because I've seen different versions of it that look really good. Like, hang on, Undine helmet model. Just searching it up real quick. There's some that are like really accurate, but there are some that actually take creative liberty that look absolutely fantastic. Huh, there's STL files? Interesting. I clicked that. Oh, is that? Huh. Oh, if I wanted to download somebody else's model, that's like $9 or something from that. I'll try and find it somewhere else. It's either that or I just make it myself. But yeah, there are different ways of interpreting Undine's helmet that look creepy or scary. There's some like really good fan art of it, including the fact that the entire mouth opens up vertically to show Undine's face from the inside, or that the entire faceplate lifts up in some of the concepts. It's pretty crazy. I'm actually wondering, is there, if I search it up, trying to see if there's like any models like this that I can already like kind of use as reference. Pokemon stuff. That would be funny. Try that, try. I'm trying to go for like the simple ones so I can just edit them. Or rather do my own and then just make them look really cool. And before I do like a really bad job of it as well. Okay, there's a knight helm that somebody's done. Let's see. I'm just like looking in the background here for plenty of stuff. Because if I can get the reference, then I can do it myself and it'll look alright. I just gotta get the shaders to match closely so that it doesn't look too out of place. The problem is the, you know, just how crazy Undine's is, where it's got like the toothy look to the front of the mask. Or it looks like teeth. I wonder if anyone's actually made Armored Undine. And there's a load of like different stuff that I'm looking at now, so this is good for reference. Like properly made Armored Undine as well, not just me saying, oh, somebody made it, and then find out somebody has, but it's not really too good. Let's try Sketchfab. I love the way I typed that in completely wrong. Oh. If somebody's done like a really cool version, that'll be awesome. If not, it's no big deal. Somebody's made an attempt by the looks of it. Oh. Probably have to spend like a couple of hours doing this just to get it to look right, but it's no big deal. I've always liked the mask. I love the whole teeth bit because it fits. Now, I do like it because it's interesting. It gives it that, like, aggressive kind of look. I will leave now. Till tomorrow, says Joel. See you next time, Joel. Thank you very much. Just trying to see if I can see anything here. If I can't, then it's no big deal, but I'm just, like, quickly trying to look around online. I'm seeing all kinds of, like, creepy stuff. And by creepy stuff, it's just really weird when you search through, like, Sketchfab. You get all kinds that you really don't want to see. I'm not finding anything here at the moment. God damn it. One of these days I'll stumble across the sprite work of Undyne with a helmet on. Isn't there sprite work with Undyne with a helmet on? Because it should be easy to find, right? Hang on. Just go find it in like 2 seconds, I think. Not in the fight, from what I know. Like, which ones are you after in particular? Because I think... I'm having a look here. Because I don't think she has a helmet on for the fight, right? The whole idea is she takes it off. When I click Undyne here, they've got her overworld sprites, and then they've got her battle sprites that are different. During her battle, let's try Undertale battle sprites. Undyne helmet. My take on Undyne's... I mean, somebody did one. Apparently, it's from like 2 years ago. Oh, that's pretty cool. Like a close-up. There have been like fan recreations by the look of it. You can literally just Google Undertale battle sprites, Undyne helmet, and then get a couple of them. What? Yeah, there's quite a few that I'm noticing here. Hang on. To Google I go. Yeah, so in particular, Sammy, if you just type in this, that's literally where I just typed to get them. And then it just came up like instantly. Okay, so I have reference now, so I'm just checking other stuff that people have done real quick. That is not. Cries with joy. Too low poly. Dark Souls again. That might work. I'm just looking at some stuff here that I can potentially reference. Dragon Quest Heroes has like a stereotypical helmet style setup. The rest is just kind of meh. But yeah, what I'll do is I'll just place Undyne atop this scene now, and then we can get ready here, because there's already a load of cover here that I can have. So when Undyne comes down, she'll land roughly around here, and then Frisk will have to run around. Come on, Undyne. Gotta go and take you all the way up here now. I wonder what she's gonna look like up here, actually. And yeah, that's all 3D, it's all real. I'm not messing around with that. That's literally all of Heartland imported into the end of Waterfall, which is actually crazy to try and link up together, but it works. It's a really big file. Right now, Undyne's perched atop here. Oh, crap. The idea is that Undyne should be stood on top here. Be funny if she's there trying to shout down to Frisk, and I just cut to Frisk, and Frisk is like, I can't hear you. You're way too far away from me. Although the thing is, I imagine Undyne's voice would echo around the cave because she's shouting. But yeah. Oh. That anime-esque jump that she's going to be doing there. That is going to be an actual really, really cool shot to recreate. I didn't check to see whether these lined up properly. It only just... Can I move that? Oh, is that the baby? Hang on. See if I can move this. Oh, I can. Okay, so... Oh, it needs to be a little bit further over? If I put that there, that's going to be right above the entrance. And then we got the light coming in there from Heartland. And then I just need the spear to be up here. And then I can change the facial expression and everything, because that's more of a subdued one, but... Oh my god, that's going to be awesome as well, because it can have like the fire from Heartland being shown there or something. Have I? Yeah, I've got that as 100%. But yeah, that's going to be so nice. And then we explain it by having an entrance there that Undyne comes through. And then we have Frisk there, and Undyne's just going to like launch herself down there. This is going to be really cool to animate. I just need to actually do it in a little bit. But yeah, I am going to be streaming State of Play in like half an hour or something. So I am going to take a little bit of a break, and I'll see anybody for that. And then after that, I'll be just chilling out for the night and potentially doing this scene and getting it all done. So I'll see you on the next one. I appreciate the company. It's been fun. Worked out some ideas. So yeah, I'll see you on the next one. Bye.